Unlike scenes in the old movies or cartoons, there's nothing funny about somebody falling down at your church. Hello everyone, and welcome to an important training video on preventing slip and fall injuries. Not only can a slip or fall result in a serious injury, many people actually die due to falls. In fact, the National Safety Council reports that accidental falls are the leading cause of unintentional deaths for people aged 65 and older, resulting in thousands of fatalities each year. According to the records of Guide One Insurance, one of America's largest church insurers, slips and falls are the #1 cause of injuries at churches and lead to more liability claims than any other type of incident. Unfortunately, some churches may not realize how frequently slip and fall injuries occur or how severe they can be. What's more, it's now increasingly common for churches to be sued by a visitor, member, or worker who is injured on the premises. Consider the following real-life incidents that illustrate the importance of slip and fall prevention. Around Christmas time, a woman arrived at church, got out of her car, and started carrying presents inside to give to members of her Bible study group. Even though temperatures outside had recently dropped below freezing, the church's automatic sprinkler system had been left on, creating ice on the sidewalks. As the woman was walking, she slipped on the ice, fell backward, and struck her head on the sidewalk. She never regained consciousness and passed away due to her head injuries. At another worship center in Texas, an elderly woman stepped in a pothole in the church's parking lot and fell, breaking her hip. She later died due to complications from her initial injury. The woman's family sued the church and recovered $125,000 for its negligent failure to maintain the parking lot properly. While these types of accidents are worst-case scenarios, they show just how devastating a slip and fall can be. They're also prime examples of the many slips and falls that could have and should have been prevented. Fortunately, though, with some basic precautions and proactive steps, your church can significantly reduce the danger of slips and falls. So, where can you begin? First, if you haven't done so already, we highly recommend that every church should form a safety and security team. This group of volunteers can take responsibility for overseeing a variety of risk management efforts to keep your people and properties safe and secure. Slip and fall prevention should be one of the team's top priorities. When focusing on slip and fall prevention, there are 3 basic steps that your team can use. 1. Inspect the premises on a regular and scheduled basis. 2. Identify any slip and fall hazards and note them in writing. And 3. Implement corrective actions to eliminate the hazards. Let's take a closer look at these steps. The inspection process should be conducted or overseen by members of the church safety and security team or another group of dedicated volunteers. 3 types of inspections are recommended: weekly, monthly, and annual inspections. In addition to looking for slip and fall hazards, inspections can also help identify many other dangers too, such as fire hazards. But we'll focus on slip and fall prevention for now. On a weekly basis, have ushers or other volunteers inspect the facility right before worship services and special events to identify hazards such as burned out light bulbs or walkway obstructions that might be a safety risk to persons attending church that day. Any such hazard should be corrected immediately. If immediate action isn't possible, warning should be posted and the affected areas should be cordoned off until corrections can be made. On a monthly and annual basis, more thorough and detailed inspections should be conducted of the interior and exterior of the facility. To assist you with these, examples of monthly and annual property inspection checklists are available on this site. You can conduct your inspections in whatever manner you feel is best for your facility. For instance, begin outside in the parking lot and work your way indoors, or start with the facility's interior and then go outside. Just make sure to schedule regular inspections and use checklists to identify hazards and note needed repairs. What kind of hazards should you look for during inspections? For starters, here's a list of the leading causes of slips and falls at churches: uneven surfaces, unexpected obstacles on walking surfaces, poor lighting, ice or water on walking surfaces, loose or missing handrails, and loose carpeting. Of course, there are other common hazards to be on the lookout for as well, such as slippery stairs or a greasy kitchen floor. So your team should identify any situation that could cause a potential fall. In the upcoming video segments, we will inspect this church and highlight a number of the high-risk areas, common hazards, and ways to correct them. However, since every church is different, we won't try to cover every type of hazard imaginable. So please, adjust your inspections based on your facilities. As you might guess, entrances and exits are high-risk areas for accidental falls, so pay close attention to these spots during inspections and make corrections when needed. Here are some key considerations. Doors should open and close smoothly so they don't knock someone over. The door sill should be flush with the floor, or there should be no more than 3/4 inch of variance. The threshold should be secure with sloped edges and a non-slip surface. Since water, mud, and snow can be easily tracked in at entrances, make sure there are floor coverings to minimize slippery conditions. Ideally, install a grate system, like this one, with a catch basin that's built into the flooring surface of the entryway. If a grate system isn't feasible, high-quality floor mats or runners should be used if the floor is not slip-resistant. Never use carpet remnants, scatter rugs, or cheap mats. Instead, use large floor mats specifically designed to remove dust, dirt, and moisture from foot traffic. The edges should be beveled to provide a smooth transition from the floor to the mat. Have floor mats cleaned regularly and kept well maintained. Something as simple as placing an umbrella stand next to an entrance can eliminate water from dripping onto the walking surface. Also, check entryway surfaces to see if they have become too smooth from wear or damaged in any way. Moving on, inspect the interior flooring surfaces throughout your entire facility. Carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, and hardwoods are all appropriate types of interior floor surfaces. However, some floors are better suited for certain areas of the facility. So, if you're remodeling, need to make updates, or constructing an addition, it's important to select flooring material that is both aesthetically pleasing and provides sufficient protection from slips and falls. For instance, areas that tend to get wet, such as entryways, bathrooms, and kitchens, should have flooring that can handle water but still offers adequate slip resistance. Here are some more recommendations. Generally, all flooring surfaces should be properly installed, well-maintained, and in good condition. All surfaces should be level with no variance of more than 1/4 inch. Carpeting usually provides the best slip resistance for floors, but it should be correctly installed and stretched properly to prevent bunching. Keep all carpeting clean and repair any holes, rips, tears, or seams that are separating. For hardwood, tile, and vinyl floors, cleaning and waxing should be done according to the manufacturer's recommendations to maintain the desired slip resistance rating. Use only non-skid wax or contact a cleaning supply company for professional advice. Avoid waxing floors right before large events, and do not use dust mops treated with oil for cleaning purposes. Also note that changes in floor types can create a hazard if someone encounters an unexpected surface. One example is the transition from carpet to tile. Try to keep flooring surfaces consistent wherever possible. As you've probably experienced firsthand, wet surfaces can lead to slips and falls. So if an area has gotten wet due to a spill, maintenance, foot traffic, or another reason, special precautions are needed. Train employees and volunteers to watch for wet conditions and to clean up spills or puddles immediately. To facilitate cleanup, provide easy access to mops, buckets, paper towels, and other supplies. Also, post warning signs and cones to alert people of slippery conditions. The kitchen at your church is another area where a fall can easily occur due to a slippery floor. So, make sure the flooring surface is cleaned regularly to eliminate grease buildup. Install slip-resistant rubber floor mats and train workers to wipe up any liquid or food spills immediately. Just about every church has one or more sets of stairs, inside, outside, or both. Stairways and steps are additional high-risk areas for accidental falls. To improve safety, consider these general guidelines. Ideally, the height of each step or riser should be between 7 and 7.5 inches, and the stair's width or tread should be 9 to 10 inches across. The most critical element to stair design is having the height and width of every step in the stairway consistent. If one step is 5 inches high and the next step is 7 inches high, this will cause an unexpected step up and can lead to a trip and fall. The nosing on stairs should be beveled and should not protrude more than 1.5 inches. If the steps have a smooth surface, install anti-slip material to the tread for traction. If the stairs are carpeted, the edge should be easy to see. Having a rubber nosing of a contrasting color installed at the edge will achieve this and also protect the carpet edge from fraying and tearing. Also, check stairs for signs of damage to the carpeting, tile, or other covering. Stairways and landings should be kept clear. Never use a stairway or landing for temporary storage of any materials. Handrails are especially important. Any flight of stairs with 4 or more steps or risers should be equipped with a sturdy handrail. Make sure all handrails are in good condition, mounted securely in place, and show no physical damage. Handrails should be between 34 and 38 inches high and extend beyond the stairway so the user can maintain a hold while taking the last step down. Also, a handrail should be within 44 inches of reach anywhere on the stairs. Therefore, additional handrails may be necessary if the stairs are wide. As we mentioned earlier, poor lighting is the leading cause of falls. So, check to see if there is adequate lighting throughout the entire facility. For instance, subtle lighting in sanctuaries and worship areas may be aesthetically pleasing, but make sure people can easily see where they are stepping. Consider installing additional lights to enhance safety. Make sure stairways are always well lit. If shadows are present, adjust the lighting accordingly and immediately replace any light bulbs or fixtures that do not work. Before we go outside, remember to look for other miscellaneous fall-down hazards such as electrical extension cords, AV cables, and other cords in walking areas that can cause people to trip. Cords should be routed around walkways, or if that's not possible, tape them down or cover with cord protectors. For facilities with an elevator, have the equipment adjusted so the bottom of the elevator comes level with the floor surface. And if your church has an upper-level balcony or other high areas, make sure the stairways are free from obstructions, equipped with handrails, have non-slip treads, and have safety railings installed. Churches that have a baptistry have several potential slip and fall hazards associated with their use. The area surrounding a baptistry will more than likely be wet, especially after baptism, which could result in someone slipping and falling. Individuals being baptized also can slip and fall when entering and exiting the tank or from slipping on the floor of the tank itself. In addition, falls into the baptistry, even when it is not in use, happen with some regularity. Areas to focus on to reduce the chances of a slip and fall from the baptistry include adding no-slip adhesive on the stairs leading into the baptistry, using handrails that extend just beyond the stairs so people can enter and exit the baptistry safely, having carpet or other no-slip floor covering installed around the baptistry, using signs or cones to warn people that the area is wet, keeping the area around the baptistry well lit, and making sure to cover the baptistry when it is not in use. Now let's head outdoors to discuss some of the most common high-risk areas on church grounds. Just like stairways inside, any stairs or steps outside of the church can easily cause slips and falls. So all of the guidelines that we mentioned earlier for interior stairs apply out here as well. And be sure to look for any cracks, damage, decay, uneven points in the concrete or other step material. Plus, make sure handrails are present and secure. 3 other high-risk areas outside include parking lots, driveways, and sidewalks. Conduct regular inspections of the parking lot and driveway surfaces. They should be in good condition with no potholes or cracks that could cause somebody to trip. All surfaces should be free of debris and slippery material such as gravel, mud, and sand. Any problem areas should be corrected or repaired as soon as possible. If you find cracks or uneven surfaces, there should be no more than 1/4 of an inch of variance. If the variance is less than 1/4 of an inch, keep an eye on the crack or surface to see if it's getting worse. Tire stops or parking bumpers are another potential tripping hazard in parking lots. If you have tire stops, they should be no taller than 6.5 inches and at least 3 feet apart. Paint tire stops with a contrasting color, such as yellow, so they are easy to see. And make sure the anchor rods or bolts are not damaged and do not extend above the tops or sides. Inspect all of the curbs. They should be at least 6 inches high and in good condition. Curbs leading to entrances and sidewalks should be painted yellow, red, white, or another contrasting color for visibility. Speed bumps are another potential hazard. They too should be marked with a contrasting color. Post signs to alert people that speed bumps are present and make sure they are well lit at night. Speaking of nighttime lighting, it's also important to evaluate your parking lots, sidewalks, and buildings' exterior when it's dark outside to see if there is adequate light in places where people walk. If there are areas where it's too dark, develop plans to install more lighting and make the project a top priority. Additional lighting can greatly enhance safety and security for both people and property. Once you've inspected parking lots and driveways, move on to check all sidewalks. Again, they should be in good condition with no cracks, potholes, debris, or slippery materials. If cracks or uneven surfaces are found on sidewalks, remember there should be no more than 1/4 inch of variance. Otherwise, prompt repairs are needed. Also, be sure sidewalks are well maintained. For instance, if tree roots have caused a sidewalk to heave or buckle, remove the tree if necessary and fix the sidewalk. If a hedge or other landscaping is growing too near a sidewalk, prune back the vegetation. And be sure to remove any obstacles on sidewalks, such as trash cans, equipment, hoses, and flower planters. Depending on your church campus, you may have a variety of additional hazards or risks around the facility. To wrap up this video, we'll touch on some of the most common. For churches located in states that experience freezing weather conditions, snow and ice greatly increase the risk of slip and fall injuries. That's why it's essential to develop a plan for snow and ice removal from sidewalks, parking lots, and other areas. Designate someone at your church to monitor winter weather and to coordinate all snow and ice removal operations with church staff, a contractor, or a combination of both. Remove snow and ice promptly whenever 1 inch or more of snow has fallen, or if icy conditions are present. There are a variety of considerations when performing snow and ice removal, such as applying de-icing products in front of all entrances, monitoring interior entryways for wet and slippery conditions, assisting elderly persons to and from the building, and looking for ice that can develop due to runoff from roofs and downspouts. For more details, please see the Snow and Ice Removal Fact Sheet on this site. One final area where there's a danger of falls at church is in the use of ladders. Before allowing anyone to use a ladder, make sure they are qualified for the task and follow ladder safety procedures. For example, ladders should be inspected before use to make sure they're sturdy, safe, and appropriate for the job. Use only ladders that are rated Type 2, medium-duty commercial, or higher. Ladders that are damaged or broken should not be used. Only place ladders on a firm, level surface and never on uneven ground or near power lines. When using ladders, proper positioning is critical. And it's always best if a helper holds the base of a ladder while another person is climbing and working on it. You can find more details about ladder safety on this site. We hope this video and the information available on this site will help your organization minimize the dangers of slips and falls. By inspecting your facility regularly, identifying hazards, and taking action to correct them, you'll keep your people a whole lot safer and your ministry running smoothly. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and God bless.